Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this episode, I am going to be talking about the importance of brain health. Yes, brain health. I know I'm always talking about our physical health, our physical bodies, but I want to talk about brain health because it is important. It's essential to our overall well-being, especially as we age. Because you'll find yourself, the older you are, you'll find yourself kind of forgetting more than what you normally do or what you normally did when you were younger. So yes, it is especially important as we age. Maintaining it can significantly impact our quality of life. So what I'm going to be sharing is some information that you will be able to apply and see some results. We're going to talk about stuff like cognitive stimulation, mental exercises, physical exercise, nutrition, the quality of sleep, and stress management, among a few other things. This is going to be vitally important for you to actually take notes and apply this information so that you will be able to see an improvement in your brain health. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this episode, I am talking about the importance of brain health. Yes, brain health. It is essential to our overall well-being, especially as we age. This podcast is geared toward us women 50 years and older. We want to be able to maintain good health, mind, body, and soul. So today I'm going to talk about maintaining good brain health. And I'm going to share some information that I think will be very helpful to you. And especially if you apply it, that you will be able to see some results. It is actionable tips for supporting your brain health. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is cognitive stimulation. Okay. Mental exercise is one cognitive stimulation. Engaging in activities that challenge your brain, like puzzles, crossword puzzles. I personally like to play solitaire on my phone. I feel that it challenges me. It makes me think. It makes me look at the next move and what's coming up and things of that nature. Learning a new language or picking up a musical instrument, anything that's going to challenge your brain is actually a good activity. It can help you to renew neural connections, which is going to enhance your cognitive improvement. Okay? Reading and problem solving. Regular reading and engaging in mental stimulation activities can strengthen your memory and it can delay cognitive decline. Okay. And the way we do cognitive decline is when you start to forget more and more and more things. So, any type of activity like puzzles, crossword puzzles, learning a new language, picking up a musical instrument, doing a lot of reading, problem solving, things of that nature is definitely will help you in the delaying the cognitive decline. Now, here's another thing, which is one of the principles that I always talk about, which is, and you're going to see a couple of the other ones in here as well, physical exercise. Okay, physical exercise like aerobics, especially like walking, running, swimming, those things improve your blood flow to your brain. Okay, it also reduces inflammation and it stimulates and releases neuroprotective agencies in our brain, which is a major factor. So we all need to be able to have that protection in our brain, and we need to stimulate that through regular physical exercise, whether it's walking, running, swimming, biking, dancing, whatever your thing is, getting that exercise in will definitely help with your cognitive stimulation, okay? Strength training is another thing. Resistant exercise helps your muscles, which indirectly benefits your brain function. by supporting and coordinating, reducing the risk of falls and injuries. Okay, so what you're doing with strength training is that you're making your muscles and your bones strong, which is actually reducing the risk of falls and injuries. Okay, now here's another important factor, which is one of the principles, which is our nutrition. Okay, healthy fats is good for our brain, like omega-3 fatty acid, like fish, salmon, flaxseed, walnuts, walnuts support our brain cells and our brain health. So it will improve our mood and our cognitive function, okay? Because our cognitive function affects our cognitive behavior. So that's why it's important that we are aware of the foods that are good for our brain. Okay, again, salmon, flaxseed, walnuts, things of that nature are good for our brain health. Foods that are rich in antioxidants like berries, leafy green foods, you got your kale, collard greens, turnips, mustard greens, things of that nature, colorful vegetables, that contain antioxidants that help protect the brain cells from the damage of free radicals, okay? Free radicals are floating around. We can't see them, but they actually affect our brain. That's why we need to eat food that is rich in antioxidants, okay? That's why we need to eat foods that's rich in antioxidant. Here is another key component that we must, and add 10,000 more to that we must be aware of. Processed foods and sugar and saturated fat. High sugar and unhealthy fats have been linked to inflammation and cognitive decline, okay? Let me say that again. Processed foods, sugar, and saturated fats. High sugar and unhealthy fats have been, linked to inflammation and cognitive decline. So focus on whole foods, lean proteins, and a balanced diet with your vegetables and your green leafy foods and your berries and your walnuts, things of that nature. Okay, we also have another principle that is one of the key principles to our physical health, which is the quality of our sleep. Now, I know most people don't look at sleep as being such a great benefit, but it has a great benefit. It's good for our brain to reset itself. It's good for our bodies to reset itself. And we have to have a minimum of 7 hours of sleep a night. If you say, oh no, I'm good on 5 hours, wrong answer. You can say that you're good on 5 hours. You can say, I've been doing it all my life for 5 hours. You can say all that. But here's what I'm here to tell you is that your body is not functioning properly when you're only getting 5 hours of sleep a night. Our bodies require anywhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Sleep is crucial for our memory. It's crucial for our memory. It helps while we're sleeping, our brain is removing waste products. It removes the waste that our brain has collected throughout the day. So we have to aim for consistent sleep patterns and a restful environment. It's important for our brain to get anywhere between a minimum of 7 hours and up to 9 hours of sleep, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Not just when you're going to work, but 7 days a week. We should get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Our brain is removing waste products while we're sleeping. So that's why you should have and aim for a consistent sleep pattern and a restful environment. Okay? Keep a regular sleep schedule and limit the caffeine in the afternoon. So if you're a coffee drinker or you drink Mountain Dew or Coke or whatever it is that you drink, Red Bull, any type of energy drink or anything that has caffeine in it, you should limit that in the afternoon. Because what's happening is one is going to affect your sleep. Okay, that's probably why you're only getting 5 hours of sleep a day, because you're so high on caffeine all day and well into the afternoon and even the evening hours. Probably have a Mountain Dew at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're not even aware that it's affecting your sleep patterns. So limit your caffeine in the afternoon. When you get ready to get into your relaxation mode, which I always recommend that when people are don't get enough sleep, that they should have like a cutoff time, if you will. Like for me, 7 p.m. is my cutoff time. Whatever has not been done by 7 p.m. will not get done until the following day. That is my cutoff time. That's my time to relax my mind, to relax my body, and to get my body prepared for quality sleep. So have a set bedtime, limit your caffeine intake, and reduce your screen time. I know sometimes we like to lay in bed and scroll on social media. We're posting, we're on the phone, or we're reading something on our phone or the computer. You need to limit that in the evening hours, especially the closer you get to your wind down time, which I recommend is either 30 minutes to an hour before your bedtime, so that way you can ensure that you will get quality sleep. I call that a wind down time. I have it set on my phone. It sings me a lullaby at 7 o'clock. And by 8 o'clock, I'm in bed. 8:05, I am sleeping, getting good quality sleep. So make sure that you set a bedtime, aim for that bedtime. Now, if you're used to going to bed late, then you know what, you got to do that in small chunks, okay? So if you're used to going to bed at 11 o'clock, then move it back 15 minutes, okay? Instead of going to bed at 11, your goal should be 10:45. But by 9:45, you should have your wind down period. Or 9:15, you should start your wind down period. So that way you can get your body relaxed and your mind relaxed so that you can be ready to get good quality sleep. Excuse me. Stress management is another thing. We have to set intentionally have mindfulness. Okay, we have to, and meditation. Some people call it prayer. Some people meditate. Some people do yoga. Some people do deep breathing exercise. But whatever it takes for you to reduce your stress level, it's good for your brain. Okay, it increases what they call gray, Gray matter in the brain. Okay, so reducing your stress increases gray matter in the brain, and it improves your emotional regulation, okay? So be mindful, practice meditation, yoga, journal, whatever it is that helps you to get yourself, to release your stress is what you need to do, okay? Social connections. Engage with friends and family, because that can help you to reduce your stress, improve your mood, and supporting your cognitive health. We all need to have a support system, okay? So whatever that is, whether it's your spouse, your partner, your coworker, your friend, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whoever that is that you can go to that's going to help you to reduce the stress, you got to have that support system because it's good for your cognitive health, okay? Here's another thing that we have to be aware of. We have to avoid harmful substance, okay? Now, if you drink, and I do not drink, but if you drink excessive alcohol, it can damage your brain cells, and it will lead to memory loss and other cognitive impairments, okay? So I would suggest that if you have 2 cocktails a day, 3 times a week, then I would suggest that maybe you have 1 cocktail 2 days a week, okay? And then just start trying to back out of that because excessive alcohol can damage your brain cells. So you want to be aware of that. Smoking is another thing. It has a negative impact on the blood flow to the brain. It increases your risk of dementia and other brain-related issues. Dementia, Alzheimer's, just loss of memory in general. So, we might want to, kind of cut back on that as well. Just like the drinking. If you smoke 10 cigarettes a day, then, start backing out of that. Do it, set tangible goals. Set a goal that you know you can reach. So if you know you smoke 10 and that's what you've been doing for so long, then you know what? Then gradually do it. Say, I'm going to smoke 9. And then just keep, if you have to go next week, you have to do 8. And then the following week, whatever it is that you have to do to back out of that, then that's what you need to do. Okay. Here's another important thing that is going to be important for your cognitive health is, routine health checkups. Okay. Keep an eye on your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar levels. because maintaining these within a healthy range can reduce the risk of strokes and other conditions that affect your brain. And yes, strokes affect your brain. Okay, it affects your speech as well. So that's why it's important to make sure that you're doing regular health checkups and mental health checkups. Okay, and keep an eye on your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar levels, because all these things can reduce the risk of strokes that will affect your brain health. Okay, and there's nothing wrong if you need mental health support. Okay, because addressing issues like depression, anxiety, chronic stress can help you long term with cognitive issues. Okay, it may not seem like it's a big deal that you have anxiety. It may not seem like it's a big deal that you have chronic stress, but I'm telling you, over long term, it will start to develop cognitive issues. So make sure that you are addressing issues like depression, anxiety, and chronic stress. So that way you will have longevity in your cognitive thoughts versus cognitive issues. Okay. Here's another thing that that I do. Lifelong learning. Okay. It's really a good thing because you don't ever want to stop learning. Okay, continuous learning new skills, exploring different interests, keeping your brain engaged and so that way it can be resilient. Doing a lot of reading. I personally do a lot of research, which leads me to do a lot of reading. I love researching because I love having the information. I love learning especially about our health, our bodies, even when it comes to our eyes. And that's not something that most of us even think about or talk about. But recently I had surgery on my eyes, and I realized how important our eye health is as well, which I'm going to talk about that in a future podcast as well. But the things that we take for granted, but constantly learning. So I'm learning more about the eyes and, learning more about, our organs and things of that nature. So whatever it is that interests you, then find something that you want to explore. Find something that piques your interest that you want to learn more about and engage in that, because it's good for us to continuous to learn. It's really important that we do that. Here's another thing, having a sense of purpose, having goals and meaningful activities in our lives. It's been linked to healthier aging. And, this past September, I just turned 67. And so, I am looking at more things that's affecting my life at 67 going forward, which means I'm 3 years from 70. Things that is going to affect my life even in the future. So, I'm doing more studying on that kind of stuff because I need to know. I need to prepare myself for those things, because as we get older, our cognitive decline is going to happen. It's going to happen. But if there's something that I can do to reduce that risk of cognitive decline, then that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And that's why it's important that all the things that I just talked about, like cognitive stimulation and mental exercise, physical activity, our nutrition, our quality of sleep, and our stress management, those things are vitally, vitally important for us to be able to maintain good brain health. Okay. And by implementing these strategies, you can support your brain health as you age. And that is the key, because every single day we're getting older. And what you're doing is you are potentially delaying or reducing the risk of cognitive decline. You're maintaining a sharper mind. So I would strongly suggest that you keep learning, you keep growing, you keep walking in your purpose, keep an eye on your blood pressure, cholesterol, blood level, sugar levels, limit your alcohol. Those kind of things that I've mentioned in this podcast, I would strongly suggest that you implement these things in your life, especially as you get older. We're going to need it in order to reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Okay? Hey, that's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. Thank you for joining me here today on Thriving After 50, Mind, Body, Soul. But as usual, before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my listeners here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, China, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, Hong Kong, Dominican Republic, and the Philippines. I thank you all for my listening audience. It's growing week by week. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if this podcast has been a benefit to you, please hit the subscribe button so every time I drop a new episode, you will be the first to get it, even before I post it on any other platform. Please follow me, write me a review, and share it with somebody who it may be a benefit to as well. I really appreciate you. And remember, knowledge applied is power. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.